Hello. Um, Whoopsies. Give me a second. Just gonna go to the beginning. Um, if you're wondering why you're watching this video, the reason is because you guys did an activity with me on the Google Diary where you basically filled out what did I do today, why, and now what do I do. Um, if you're wondering why the what how does the what model relate to your real life, how does the what model relate to what you're doing in my classroom right now, like why are we learning the what model in my class, um, I'm going to quickly tell you why through the slides. um, Quickly, with the in real life you're already using it all of the time. um, Say your mom is telling you to take out the trash. Um, what your first thoughts would probably be like, my mom is probably gonna yell at me if I don't do it quickly, but also that requires energy, so I don't really want to move. But ultimately, more often than not, you're gonna do it anyway, and then you come back, and then that's it. The what would be um, you at the what point you're kind of processing it. You hear your mom say do the trash. That's the beginning of the model, and then the so what, you're thinking to yourself, okay, my mom wants me to do this. I'm really tired. I don't really want to do it, but she's gonna yell at me. So you're kind of like thinking through the problem that you have, and then in the now what, you're kind of like, okay, I'm gonna do it because I don't want to be yelled at, even though I'm tired. So it's like in your everyday life, you kind of have this problem. You think about the problem and what you could do to solve it, and then you come up with a solution. And now what? And then you do it. Every single day you're going through this, whether with your friends or at home or in school. Um, but at the end of the day, the reason why I want you to learn the what model in my classroom, um, it's a really good way. It's a really, really good way to write about how you solved a problem. And you're gonna need that in the thing we're gonna do, the standard we're gonna do after US 101. So after US 101, we're gonna be making a proposal about how we're gonna make MC students more respectful and responsible. And then after that, you're going to make a digital media outcome to solve this problem. So it could be a poster to talk about how you can be respectful and responsible. You could be putting this poster up on in the classroom or in the hallway to kind of just give students um, your understanding of how they could be respectful and responsible, and hopefully that would solve the problem. Maybe you could come up with a scratch game or a video telling students how to be respectful and responsible. You see what that is? Like you're creating a proposal about how we can make you MC students more respectful and responsible, and the digital media outcome is kind of like the now what? It's the actual solution to the problem. So you have the problem. MC students aren't respectful and responsible. You have the problem solving, where you're kind of like talking about the different ways you can solve it. Like it could be a poster, it could be a video, it could be a scratch game, blah blah blah. And then you have like actually making the solution to the problem, which is actually making the scratch game, actually making the poster, blah blah blah. So when you're making this proposal, when you're making this digital media outcome, you're going to have to show proof about how you came to how you slowly made that proposal, how you slowly built the digital media outcome, how you kind of took the feedback in your room to create those things. The Google Diaries with the what did I do today, why, and now what do I have to do, is a way to show evidence of how of your journey of learning in creating these two things, this proposal and digital media outcome. It shows every single step of your thought process, the problems you find inside the classroom when you're making these proposals and digital media outcomes, the solutions you came up with, and your actual creation of those solutions. Um, if this all sounds a little bit too much, I totally understand. This is mostly for all the people here that need a reason for doing everything. Trust me, there's absolutely always a reason for the things you're doing in my class, including the Google Diaries. Um, but at the end of the day, if you have more questions, you can ask the people around you and then me. Um, but if you really have if you're still really worried about not really understanding, don't worry. That's what kind of I expected. It's normal because I haven't really gone in depth with it. We're going to learn as we go. In the meantime, I just want you to fill out your Google Diaries as I've told you. That first entry is a good example. It's a successful example of how I want you to fill out those Google Diaries. So while you're at it and you're slowly, you're practicing right now, every single time I want to see an improvement, and I want to get you to that point, so that to a successful point, so that when we reach the proposal and the digital media outcome, you guys don't have any more questions. You guys are just good, you know, and I don't have to tell you anything because that's what we need you to be at in term one and term two. Uh, in the entire year, in fact. I want you to be able to create these Google Diaries, and they must be successful diary entries without any of my input. Okay, so if you have any more questions, let me know. But don't be worried. Don't be too worried if you don't fully get what's going on. It will all become clear as the year goes on. Cool. Thanks for listening.